He was the angel of heavy metal, a classical guitar prodigy thrown into the madness of rock and roll. Randy Rhoads wasn't just a guitarist, he was a phenomenon who changed music forever before his life was cut short in a ball of fire. While Ozzy Osbourne was biting heads off bats, Randy was studying Bach. But destiny had a cruel plan. From the clubs of LA to a terrifying plane crash in Florida, this is the tragic story of the metal virtuoso who died way too young. The story begins in Burbank, California, where Randy was born directly into the music. His mother, Dolores Rhoads, was a respected music teacher who owned the Musonia School of Music. It was his playground, but his home life was fractured. His father, William, abandoned the family when Randy was just 17 months old, leaving a void that music would eventually fill. While other kids played sports, Randy found solace in an old acoustic Gibson Army-Navy guitar. By age 7, he switched to electric guitar, but he hated the piano lessons his mother forced on him. He progressed so fast that by 9, he was outplaying his teachers. A pivotal moment came when he saw Alice Cooper live. That spectacle changed his life forever. Yet his heart belonged to classical music. He was obsessed with Bach and Beethoven, blending their complex structures with rock. In high school, he adopted a misfit rocker image, standing out from the crowd. He met the loudmouth singer Kevin DuBrow, and together they formed Quiet Riot. They became the kings of the Los Angeles club circuit. Randy embraced the glam rock image, wearing polka dot vests and platform heels that made him look taller. The Sunset Strip was a battlefield, and a sweet-sour rivalry emerged between Randy and Eddie Van Halen. Everyone debated who was better. While Quiet Riot ruled LA, they couldn't get a record deal in America, only releasing in Japan. Meanwhile, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, had been fired from Black Sabbath and was spiraling into a deep, drug-fueled depression. He needed a guitarist to save his career. Bassist Dana Strum suggested Randy, but the young guitarist wasn't interested. "I'm not going there," Randy said, fearing the dark reputation of Sabbath. He had to be dragged to the audition. He didn't know he was about to walk into a situation that would make him a legend and seal his fate. The audition took place in a hotel room, not a studio. Ozzy was passed out on a couch, completely wasted. Randy plugged his Gibson into a tiny practice amp and simply started doing some warm-up exercises. He hadn't even played a real riff yet when a drunk Ozzy opened one eye and slurred, "You're hired." Ozzy later said he saw God entering the room that day. It was the beginning of a partnership that would redefine heavy metal, blending pure madness with pure genius. Randy brought a level of sophistication Ozzy had never seen. The solo in Mr. Crowley became a masterpiece, a gothic anthem that proved metal could be classical. Studio sessions for Suicide Solution were chaotic but brilliant. Amidst the heavy riffs, Randy showed his tender side with the classical acoustic piece, D, a tribute dedicated to his mother. He was a 5'2" giant on stage, a virtuoso who commanded respect not with theatrics, but with sheer technical skill. Ozzy worshipped Randy, often calling him his savior, who pulled him out of the gutter. But the recording of Diary of a Madman was fraught with tension. The structures were complex, and the label rushed them. To make matters worse, the rhythm section was fired, bringing in Rudy Sarzo and Tommy Aldridge. Despite the chaos, Randy's polka dot V guitar and white Concord became icons. He created a buzzing beehive tone with his Marshalls that no one could copy. Randy was unique in every way. He grew his fingernails long specifically for classical picking, a detail few metalheads understood. On stage, he sometimes wore bow ties and suits, looking more like a student than a rock god. He also had a peculiar tic. He would open his mouth wide whenever he played a difficult solo. But by 1982, the exhaustion of the road was setting in. The constant partying of the Osbourne camp was wearing him down. He wanted something different. The 1982 tour was grueling. Randy was tired of the rock star life. He made a shocking decision. He was going to quit rock music to attend university and get a degree in classical guitar. In every city they visited, he would look up local tutors for lessons. This led to intense arguments with Ozzy, who felt abandoned. "I'm leaving," Randy told him. He was done with the madness. He played his final show in Knoxville on March 18, 1982, unaware it was his last bow. After the show, the band boarded the tour bus for a long drive to Leesburg, Florida. The bus's air conditioning broke down, turning the vehicle into a sauna. They pulled over at a property called Flying Baron Estates to fix the AC and rest. The driver was Andrew Aycock, a man with a revoked license and a history of instability. He was technically the bus driver, but he decided to play pilot that morning. This decision would trigger a horrifying chain of events. Aycock spotted a Beechcraft Bonanza F-35 airplane on the property. Without permission, he stole the keys and took the plane for a joyride. The first flight included keyboardist Don Airy and the tour manager. They landed safely, but Aycock wasn't done. He wanted to go up again. Randy, who was afraid of flying, only agreed to go because he wanted to take some aerial photos for his mother. Rachel Youngblood, the band's makeup artist, also boarded the small plane. The flight was doomed from the start. Aycock's ex-wife was standing near the tour bus, and he decided to buzz the bus to scare her. It was a reckless, stupid stunt. He dove the plane towards the bus 3 times. On the 4th pass, tragedy struck. The wing of the plane clipped the top of the tour bus where the crew was sleeping. The impact sent the plane spinning out of control. It lost all balance and hurtled towards a nearby garage at terrifying speed. The plane smashed into the garage of a nearby mansion and instantly exploded into a ball of fire. Inside the bus, the impact felt like a bomb. Ozzy was awoken by the massive explosion, thinking they had been hit on the highway. He stumbled out of the bus to find a scene from hell. The house was engulfed in flames. He tried to get near to help, but the heat was unbearable. There was nothing anyone could do. The fire consumed everything in a matter of seconds. Sharon Osbourne was screaming in horror as the reality set in. The rescue teams arrived, but it was too late. The bodies were burned beyond recognition. They had to be identified using dental records. It was a gruesome end for a gentle soul like Randy. The autopsy report revealed a scandalous detail. The pilot, Andrew Aycock, had cocaine in his system. His reckless drug use had killed 3 people. Randy, however, was clean. His toxicology showed only nicotine. Randy died as he lived, innocent amidst the chaos of drugs and ego. Ozzy fell into a catastrophic depression, drowning in guilt. He felt responsible for dragging Randy into this world. He lost his best friend and his musical soulmate. It took years for him to recover. Years later, Ozzy released the tribute album to honor Randy, showcasing live recordings that proved his genius. It was a way to say goodbye to the kid who had saved his life and career. Randy's influence didn't die in that crash. He became the face of Jackson guitars. His Concorde design is still one of the best-selling metal guitars in history. He was posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, receiving the recognition he deserved. He proved that heavy metal could be intelligent, classical, and beautiful. Guitarists today still study his solos in Mr. Crowley and Crazy Train as if they were holy scriptures of rock music. Today, his grave in San Bernardino is a pilgrimage site for metalheads from around the world. Every year on the anniversary of his death, fans gather to pay respects to the blonde angel with the polka dot guitar. They leave guitar picks, flowers, and letters. It is a testament to a legacy that refuses to fade. He was a shooting star that burned the brightest, proving that you don't need a long life to make an eternal impact. He was the Mozart of metal. The tragedy of Randy Rhoads is not just that he died, but that he died because of someone else's stupidity. A joyride by a cocaine-fueled pilot robbed the world of decades of music. He was on the verge of leaving the rock world to become a teacher, a quiet life he never got to see. His story is a heartbreaking reminder of the fragility of life. One moment you are a rock god taking photos for your mother, and the next, you are gone forever. Randy Rhoads was only 25 years old when he left us. He left behind 2 studio albums that changed the course of music history. We can only imagine what he would have composed if he had lived. His riffs still echo in stadiums, and his spirit lives on in every kid who picks up a guitar to play Crazy Train. If you enjoyed this tribute to a fallen legend, please like the video and subscribe for more rock history. Rest in peace, Randy.